Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. No channel works harder. Just that the other way. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben. It is 11:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Friday, March 3rd. This is a pretty fun game where every day I just have to remember what the date is because it's wrong over here. 75 degrees in here. We're starting out at 75 degrees. I may be sweating by the end. We'll have to see what happens. Wearing one of our new hoodies here, our new merch shirts. These are not debuts. You can't buy these yet. But if you're a fan of any of these coins, hey, finally, we have the XRP community and the Bitcoin community living in harmony on my chest. All right, guys. Well, Bitcoin, am I right? Like, what's going on with it? Got some things to talk about. Got some, there are some rumors going around about some things that, could be coming soon that are going to be detrimental for crypto. So, we're going to have to see what happens, but it is feeling like today, we definitely still have the possibility of, going down much further. But what I would tell you is this. I just tweeted about this on Twitter here, which, by the way, I did change. I'm now using Twitter Blue, which is the service where you can actually hook up a real NFT to your profile picture. So if you guys have not been seeing my tweets, we noticed like a lot of people I don't think realized that it's me. Yesterday, make sure you guys are aware that we did change this profile picture. This is our actual CryptoPunk that I own. What happens when you click on it, I wonder? There it is. Is that the whole CryptoPunk? Are they squares?
Well,
The neck look, and they're usually a little more than the neck. Maybe not. Maybe it's Mandela effect over here. But the fact is that we did make this change, so make sure you are aware of that. But I tweeted on Twitter about this. I think it's pretty powerful that in spite of so much FUD, scrutiny, and macroeconomic instability, we still have not seen a lower low for Bitcoin since July. Also, this hit me this morning. Process this. The May crash was 10 months ago.
that is wild.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year ago. I thought about that for the first time this morning because I was, I had to go to my kid's school or something. I was walking out and I was just thinking about, school year, almost done with the school year. And I thought to myself, holy crap. It seems like that was just yesterday that we were sitting in the office watching those candles.
That was
a devastating blow there.
that was harsh.
That's harsh. But you know what? We bounced back. Now it's almost down all the way again. So.
Yeah. One thing on that shirt, there is a fairly decent chance we have the website reworked and that listed and up for sale by the end of the day.
By the end of the day, possibly.
Yeah. So
fire. Guys, we've got all this merch downstairs and I just keep walking down there and seeing all of it. I'm like, I want that. I want that.
nice.
Yeah, definitely some really, really cool stuff. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get into the markets, guys. Also, we did pick the winners. I don't know if we've announced them yet, but the winners for the Bitcoin statue giveaway that was right here on Instagram on BitBoy_crypto, that has now been picked. So we got 2 winners for that. We'll be posting those on social media. So let's move to coin market cap here. This is pretty interesting here. We got 1.8 trillion in market cap. We have the 24-hour volume at 85 billion, so much higher than we've normally seen over the last few weeks. There have been many days above that, but 85 is still a pretty high number. Bitcoin dominance 42.8%, ETH dominance at 17.7%. Looking at the price here, Bitcoin just dropped. It had held 41,500 for pretty much all night, and then now it has gone down. Are we gonna bring Frankie on today?
Frank, I asked him, he wasn't planning on it, but I don't have any problems.
Oh, is Frankie back there? You want to come on for a little bit when we get to the charts? Okay. My goal, just so you guys know, is generally to have guests for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, breaks Mondays and Wednesdays. But we don't have a Friday guest, and why not bring Frank up? I know y'all love Frank as much as we do. But also, I've been talking to the XRP community about having some of their, because it's got its own Twitter, like XRP Twitter, XRP YouTube. It's got its own category. It's such a big, strong community. We want to bring like more of their, more of the XRP community onto this channel. So I was thinking, I don't know, what is our worst day for views? Is it Tuesdays or Wednesdays, generally?
It's a toss-up. Middle of the week is pretty weak.
Yeah, middle of the week. Yeah, hump day, they say.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can make that XRP's day. And I'm thinking about bringing some of those people on for a little 5 or 10 minute chat when we usually do our XRP update near the end. So I'm going to be starting to reach out to some of those folks. Got a lot of suggestions from Twitter. So we'll see what happens. Maybe someone will, be very good and can bring them on regularly. That would be later on in the show. So probably Wednesdays we'll do that. Okay. So back to this here. Ethereum at 2662, BNB at 386, XRP at 73, Terra Luna didn't really budge, still about $90, Solana 91, Cardano 86, AVAX 80. See if there's anything significant here. Let's look at the biggest gainers and losers of the day. Biggest gainers of the day, Anchor Protocol still having a good day in spite of everything. Cello, Chili's, SXP. Man, I haven't heard of this in a long time. Swipe?
Swipe, yeah.
This was supposed to be like the big crypto.com competitor, but I don't think that's doing it. Do it on Tuesday because Tuesday doesn't have a Q feeling. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
I'd like to know what that means. Okay. Let's look at the biggest losers of the day, actually. Biggest losers of the day. Convex, Elron with a big drop. OKB, all, generally in the 7%, 5, 6, 7% range for drops. Convex Finance at 21% drop in 1 day. It's down 17% for the week. So we do not own Convex. We will be putting out a portfolio video, I think, probably next week. You think?
Probably.
Makes sense? Yeah. Showing you guys the coins we are holding in our portfolio. And we made some changes, some things that we made some hard decisions on a few coins. But we've got it down to basically 20. And we'll see what happens. Somebody said, chug some sauce with Frank. I chugged it, but it didn't make it onto the show.
That's fun. I wish we had the behind the scenes of that.
I almost threw up. It was disgusting. I got like a chunky tomato in my mouth.
For those that don't, if anybody who doesn't know, if you haven't watched this stream for a while, Ben's taste buds are about that of a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
No vegetables of any kind.
I'll eat a green bean.
A green bean. Okay. But no tomatoes, no onions.
When I was a kid, corn and potatoes were vegetables. I'll eat both of those. But people don't even consider those vegetables anymore. It's like they just purposely trying to screw with me, So, all right. Let's see. Talk about the markets here before we talk about the charts. Crypto market shed nearly $100 billion over the last 24 hours. Total market cap of the crypto industry has fallen about 4%. And this is when we talk about Ukraine and Russia. Okay, so we had been looking at the charts that shows like what happens on an invasion day. I don't know if you guys noticed, but generally it wasn't 1 day down and up.
No.
The invasion would be the downswing. And that's why, a lot of people understand at this point, I believe, that usually conflicts are good for money printing, which is good for Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean that like the day that it started, like that's the bottom and we're, definitely going up forever. This could drag on for, months at this point before we were to get to a bottom. Now we may have already hit it. There's some evidence of that. We haven't hit a lower low yet. But I do think that this is one of the things, like when war starts, like there's a reason why bad news or why news only shows bad news pretty much, right? People are very interested in confrontation, interested in conflict, interested in negativity. There's an excitement in the beginning of any crazy catastrophe or world event like this. And what I mean by that is, how many of y'all have been glued to the news? How many of you have spent a night watching news, seeing what's going on over there that you would not have been doing that before? Interested. You're super interested in what's going on. You want to know the latest. But as it chugs on, the interest starts to wane And you really start to realize the realities of the chaos that war brings. It's not a quick resolution situation. We're seeing that very clearly here. So what is it going to look like over the next couple of months? We simply don't know. But, a lot of people understood, wars can be good for economies and good for money printing. But now we're starting to see the realities of war. And this is where the downward action, comes in. So, it's definitely very interesting to see how this is all relating to the markets right now.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so my hair is rough today. My hair's fine.
I think you said something big there when you said we simply don't know what the next few months, how it's going to play out. And that's what you see in a lot of markets when there's uncertainty, when people don't know which way it's going to go. That's when you see people hold on to their money and their cash until they feel confident they do know which way it's going to go, and then they re-enter the market. Like Juggy just said, he sold before, right as on the news of the invasion. He's waiting to hear what's going to happen, and then he's going to jump back in. Lots of people in that category. So it's uncertainty in markets that generally cause people to squeeze their money a little tighter.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going on. Nobody knows what's happening. And that's why I still kind of tend to think that I still tend to believe that we eventually get a pandemic crash type day. I think maybe we get that at some point during this in the near term before the benefits of, money printing start again. We'll see what happens. Let's see. We have traders lose $221 million in liquidations as Bitcoin altcoins drop. So many people into this narrative that Bitcoin's now going up. And I think there's a great chance that it does. That doesn't mean that, it's not going down first. Bitcoin drops her third straight day as dollar hits 21-month high. Bitcoin, Solana, ADA, SHIB, all in a sea of red. A lot of things down heavily. The whole market cap is down 40% from November 10th. Wow, it's crazy. Now, this was really interesting. The U.S. jobs market, we're still on Market Watch, by the way. The U.S. jobs report came out very favorable, 678,000. The estimated number was supposed to be about 400,000. And so you see, here's what's so funny. When there is a bad jobs report, it makes the market go down. We were scared. When there's a better than expected job report, that also makes the market go down. The jobs report, you're screwed either way. That's what I've realized. Here's why. Basically, the February jobs report from the Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics was monitored by crypto traders in case the data might affect the Federal Reserve's efforts to contain inflation running at the fastest in 4 decades. A hot labor market can lead to faster wage increases, which can fuel inflation if businesses try to pass along their higher personnel costs to consumers. So not necessarily a good thing for the economy, because now you're going to be paying more for stuff, which we're already doing, right, because of the inflation and stuff like that. So pretty insane. And I think that wraps it up here. First mover America's number of Bitcoin held by funds hit records high. You guys can see there's the chart. We're not going to spend too much time on it. Frank, come on up.
Yeah, and somebody, Living Legend, just mentioned their thanks for the discount on TaxBit. We do have discounts for you guys on bitboycrypto.com/deals. Tax season is coming up. We don't get paid by TaxBit, but if you use that link, you do get a discount. So it's worth clicking on.
All right. What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a great Friday. Bitcoin, little dipsky. We're gonna take a look at Bitcoin. Also, I towards the end here, right before I get off, I do want to take a look at an altcoin that just doesn't care what Bitcoin does. It just kind of does its own thing, goes its own way. It's pretty funny. Usually does it, but we will take a look at that at the end. But let's talk. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Usually we start on the weekly, but today we are actually going to start on the daily. I'm going to show you guys some key levels that I'm looking for. I actually just got out of a nice little scalp short for about 10% profit. So that is good. I did try to leave some money in there, but I actually forgot to cancel my original stop loss. So, or I'm sorry, my original take profit. So I exited 100%, but it was profit nonetheless. So here we are. This is the 90-minute actually. Let's see. Well, coming into the red with the money flow on the 90-minute, worth noting, right? Could bring us down just a little bit more, right? Moving over to the daily. Now, this is the zone right here, this red box. Obviously, this is the zone we were looking for, you know, to get out of and break out. This is the zone that we needed to get past, right? So we rejected down again. Now, we do have the VWAP crossing down over the 0 line, probably going to print a red dot right here on the momentum wave, and you can see that momentum is starting to come out, and that could bring us down a bit more. But yeah, so where am I looking, right? So essentially, you know, we do have some support here, right, at about, you know, 40K, you know, basically 40K even, right, psychological area of support. So, you know, that does, you know, these psychological areas of support do act very strongly based off of all of the, you know, orders that are typically set at that level. So we could see some nice support there. And then if we do happen to break that, we do have a golden pocket right down here, which would also act as some pretty good support as well in case we do break this level. So, you know, like I said, you know, with this VWAP coming down on the daily, with the money flow kind of starting to curve down here. I mean, this daily money flow, guys, is... God, I mean, it looks so good, right? You know, you're coming down, you're starting to curve up. We thought we were going to cross over here, then we came back down. But generally, the money flow, in a general sense, is coming to the upside. So hopefully, you know, soon we can see a money flow crossover on the daily, and I think that could bring us up a good bit. But you know, VWAP coming down. It could mean two things, right? This VWAP could come down, and if money flow curves down with it, which looks like what basically is happening right here, it could bring us down lower. Sometimes if you have money flow coming up and VWAP coming down, it could indicate, you know, crab market. Could indicate that we'll just move sideways for a little bit, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. In my, you know, I would lean towards we're probably going to come down a little bit more. But like I said, we do have this level here at 40, and then this level right here at about top of this box is 38.5 for the golden pocket. So should see, in case we do break 40K, should see some good support there. So now let's go ahead and talk about good old Cosmos, right? Adam does not care, right? Adam just does.
No, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite projects for a long time. It's really good tech, and it's nice to see when the tech actually does something. We hold a lot of Cosmos. I think it was something I bought around $3 or $4, so this is a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I love Cosmos too. I do have a bag of Cosmos. I love trading Cosmos, right? It loves to stick in ranges, which I love to trade. It will stick in ranges for quite a long time. It's easy to kind of catch those moves from the bottom of a channel to the top of a channel with Cosmos. And the other thing is, like, when Bitcoin's boring, right? If I'm not shorting Bitcoin, I could always check on Cosmos, and a lot of times it just likes to go the other way. You know, it doesn't care about fitting in with the rest of crypto. It just kind of does its own thing. But as you can see, I mean, we've been on an uptrend here. Now, you know, coming over to the daily for Cosmos, right? We are in the red. We do have that VWAP coming down. Nothing goes up forever, right? So probably going to see a retracement here pretty soon. We do have a level of resistance right here at about 35.21. But hey, it's nice to see, you know, some altcoins just you know, kind of moving away from Bitcoin and doing its own thing. It makes for some pretty good trade opportunities. But yeah, keep the hope, guys. I mean, you know, like I said, I think we can come down a little bit more, but we do have that strong area at 40K and this golden pocket at about, you know, 38. So some hope there. And like I said, this daily money flow is coming up, right? We do have the weekly VWAP crossing over to the upside. So that's another, we have not lost this green dot on the weekly. So that is also a good sign that we could just have a little bit of a healthy correction here. So not totally panicked. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead. No, you were muted.
I was muted. Quick question here, Frank.
Yes.
Anything. Sorry, I flexed and my sleeves came off. Some people were mentioning yesterday that there was like someone said there was a blood diamond on the daily chart for Bitcoin, but I didn't see it. Were there any blood diamonds that showed up yesterday on any charts we should know about for Bitcoin?
Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, I did not see a blood diamond. Oh, you know what it is? I wonder if it might have popped on. Sometimes, oh yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, I don't see a blood diamond.
What do we have one on any of the, like maybe 4 hour or up?
4 hour. Yeah, actually, switch back to Heikenashis. Sometimes if you switch from Heikenashis and regular candles, sometimes they do pop up. Was it the 1 or maybe? I didn't see
the hours. Not. I mean, if you get a blood hour.
Yeah, I mean that's not gonna do anything catastrophic.
Okay. Well, good. Just want to check because I saw people talking about it.
Yeah,
but I didn't see it.
There are some market cipher wannabes out there, just kind of like people try to copy it and clone it, and they're not the same. Market cipher, the official market cipher, is definitely different. They're similar indicators, but they're never 100% on. So people might be looking at one of those.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah.
Did you talk about the altcoin yet?
Yes, It was Cosmos. Cosmos just not caring.
I was paying so much attention. I was not in the room for a second. So,
but
all right, thanks,
guys. Streaming tonight at 5:45 on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Bing bong.
Bing bong. That's my favorite part.
Bing bong. I was gonna die in the hoodie.
Yeah.
It is so hot in here. I don't know if I can wear long sleeve stuff.
Oh, wrong button.
What happened to me?
I hit there you go.
I was so short. Okay. All right. So let's move on, guys. Let's talk about what's going on here with the market, with Bitcoin being used as a monetary weapon. This is scary stuff.
For the people that aren't very observant, I'm just going to point out that T-shirt, guys. This printed shirt comes in hoodie and short sleeves. In case you didn't realize that he changed.
Yeah. No, they're not rip-off sleeves. Hey, any shirt I'll wear is a rip-off sleeve. Okay. Remember that. All right. Monetary weapons. 4 lessons from Canada and Russia. Now, this is an opinion piece on CoinDesk. But, there are some things here talking about the 4 ways where things have changed. Not your money. It's still early to Let me start with this before we get into this. Let me explain what is going on for you that may not know. In Canada, the government told the crypto exchanges they had to blacklist certain addresses that were holding Bitcoin that was raised through GoFundMe, maybe other crowdfunding platforms as well, but definitely GoFundMe. And the government had to play along with that, or the company did. And the crypto exchanges, they played along as well. And so, we had talked about how that seemed like maybe a test. We mentioned that several times. It's almost like they're testing stuff in Canada. Just a couple weeks later, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that what we're seeing right now is that crypto is about financial sovereignty. It's about personal responsibility. It's about holding your own value, even though it's not as convenient as your online bank account.
It's about freedom.
It's about freedom. And what you're seeing is you're not free. And so these are 4 ways that CoinDesk believes, or the writer of this believes, that they're using it. It's not your money. It's still too early to understand all the implications of these episodes. Some lessons can start to be drawn. First, and perhaps most sobering, money is a weapon that can be used both against fellow citizens and despicable enemies. As a weapon, money needs better governance. We have to think harder about the powers a money issuer, public or private, has. Should money issuers, from states to stablecoin creators, be able to restrict access to the money we legitimately hold? This is 1984. This is Brave New World. This is very scary time when it comes to money. Because look, today Russia's the bad guy. But what I thought was so interesting is, they want them to ban Russian citizens.
They said that in the presidential speech. That's what I couldn't believe. They're talking about it like out of both sides of their mouths, saying like, "Oh, I can't believe citizens of this country are being, Ukraine are being put under the, paying the price for a terrible dictator. But these citizens over here, 100% collateral damage than entire economic nation. It's ridiculous."
Absolutely. Scary. Privacy. Second lesson, monetary anonymity is a fallacy, not a solution. It's easy to argue that anonymous money would be the way to go. Anonymous money in these circumstances would only give authorities more reasons to broaden their intervention and issue blanket bans. Let's see. There's better alternatives. Crypto can offer a way out for those being attacked. Think about a Russian family who doesn't feel safe in Russia anymore or simply doesn't want to pay the price for the government's lunacy, where a lot of people are dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
If they hold at least part of their savings in crypto, they do have a chance to escape. Finally, money for enemies. Crypto has proved they can be valuable also for sovereign governments. The Ukrainian government asked for and received financial crypto support via crypto donations before organizing a rug pull. If crypto can provide some relief to a country being brutally attacked by a powerful neighbor, its social value becomes indisputable. It can be used against criminals. More than that is the freezing of the Russian international reserves raises doubt about how safe and liquid these reserves are. Central banks might have started pondering if the time to add crypto to their reserves portfolio has arrived. So a lot of interesting stuff going on. And moving on from talking about control and power to a beacon of freedom, Hillary Clinton.
Oh, God. I thought it was serious, and then I flipped a page.
Womp, womp, womp.
Wait, where's my...
Trash. Whoa. Be careful. We don't want that meme to get killed.
Yeah.
We like the trash.
Luckily,
meme.
it's,
get killed.
It's not my face.
Yeah. It's funny because I actually have you saved in my phone with an image of a garbage can.
Trash bag.
Yeah, trash. Hillary Clinton slams crypto exchanges that haven't banned Russian users. They don't even make the secrets, the plan secret anymore. Says she's disappointed in some crypto exchanges, not FTX. Not FTX, who donated so much money to President Biden. Former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton says she's disappointed in some crypto exchanges that have not banned Russian users from their platforms. I was disappointed to see that that some of these so-called crypto exchanges. What does that mean? What does that even mean? So-called crypto exchanges. You're saying they're not crypto exchanges? What does this even mean? I guess, maybe, the president's, worried about what's happened with the Uranians,
Iranians, yeah.
Not all of them, but some of them are refusing to end transactions with Russia. She said that on the Rachel Maddow show. She added that everybody should do as much as possible to isolate Russian economic activity right now. Bitcoin is all right, pro-Russia. Remember, we've been telling you that for months. Before they were talking about it, we were telling you this is where it was going. Several crypto exchanges, including Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken, have declined the option to ban all Russian users, saying there are no legal grounds to do so. Most, however, made it clear they will comply with sanctions if they were expanded to individual citizens. Imagine the UN putting sanctions on citizens of Russia. The fact that this is even something they're talking about.
That should tell you everything you need to know that this is 100% trade war. 100%. It's been happening since that's what the pandemic was. It was all global positioning for trade. Currency wars, commodity wars, and it's energy wars. That's how wars are fought now, with economy, not with bullets.
It's amazing. We should really, take time to thank Russia, actually, for ending the pandemic.
Yeah, they did it.
Excuse me. In contrast, ByBit, one of the crypto exchanges Ukraine has asked to restrict Russian users, said the exchange should introduce procedures for checking sanctions lists. Procedures were checking for sanctions, blah, 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 blah. I don't really care about that. So what do y'all think about Hillary Clinton? I mean, I'm sure like most of y'all that watch the show are like super already pro Hillary, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This is not the first time she said negative stuff about crypto. But remember, her husband was the main speaker at the Swell conference for XRP one time for Ripple. And that was one of the best memes ever in the history of crypto Twitter.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was so good. Those are the kind of things that like we should slip in as Easter eggs on the show sometimes.
Yeah.
Crypto exchanges should be shut down. She's not the only one saying this. We also have Bill Browder. He's an asset manager. He, works down at your local bank. They give do you know who this guy is?
Nope.
Ever heard of him?
Nope.
I haven't. Just an asset manager. Cool. He manages some assets. He says that crypto exchanges should be shut down if they don't suspend Russian accounts. Asset manager Bill Browder, who for years specializes as an investor in major Russian firms, so he made all his money with Russia. Now he doesn't want anybody there to get any money.
Yeah. He's an American-born British financier, political activist, is what comes up on Google.
He's like a Voltron, pieces from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is. That's very interesting. Very interesting. You know, I watched a video over the weekend about stuff going on between Russia and Ukraine with like real, actual experts, and it was the most intelligent conversation about all of it with the guy that was, I think he was in charge of the Russian area of the CIA. Back during the Cold War, they had like this guy who's just geopolitical, whiz or whatever. The video had 1,500 views on it, and nobody ever,
Of course.
There's 11 comments. I was like, God, this would be great. If I did the same video and have those people on my channel, there would be so much engagement and interaction. But nobody wants to have intelligent conversations about this. It's just Russia bad, ban their people from using Bitcoin. There are people over there right now that are really struggling and want to leave and can't because they can't get their money out. Yeah. The ATMs are 70 to 80 people long in Ukraine and Russia. Put two and two together here, people.
What we're seeing with these sanctions should be causing riots around the world, that they can just steal people's money. I mean, this is criminal what's going on, and it should make you mad. Not you, I'm talking about the audience. I know we're mad.
Man. I can't, it's so crazy how fast things change. How fast. Bobby Dial says he wants to leave Canada and he can't.
I hear that a lot.
Absolutely. We've definitely talked to people who want to come down here and can't get out of their country.
And then imagine if they tell you the only way you can leave is leave everything you've ever earned behind. You can't take anything with you. That was one of the biggest things I saw was imagine being able to flee an oppressive dictatorship and take life-changing, life-saving money with you by memorizing 12 words. That's the power of Bitcoin.
So think about this. Right now, what is happening, okay, is that our government and the UN governments, they are working together to figure out better ways to use money as a weapon against enemies. Against enemies. Okay, remember that, against enemies. But what they're really doing is laying the groundwork so they can restrict anyone they choose. Mm-hmm. So they can restrict their own citizens as well. Right now, there's not a blueprint for them to do that. And I will just tell you what the rumor is. I don't know, I don't have hard evidence on this. But the rumor is that whatever is, there's something bubbling up behind the scenes right now in the government with crypto, which may be why, we've seen so many SEC letters sent out recently. Can't reveal the names of those companies yet, but I'm sure, some of that stuff will be revealed pretty soon. But what I'll say is that this is bubbling up. There's talks that they are going to institute blanket KYC and, blanket ability to freeze funds on exchanges for all exchanges in Europe and the United States. That's pretty hardcore.
That's intense.
It's impossible, actually, though. Let's say there was a hot wallet, or there was a wallet online that you access through the internet. You've already signed up for it. You have your private key. The company can't come back and force you to give them your information. They can't. But I don't know. You work with the crypto exchanges and you say, hey, if this address didn't do KYC, you're not allowed to accept their Bitcoin. That's where things get really dangerous. Mm-hmm. But I do think that this will certainly, lead to more pushback. And I mean, this pushes people to mixers and dark web. That's what this kind of stuff does.
Privacy coins.
So, not too bad. And to be thinking about Monero at this point.
I will say, yeah, or Zcash or any of those. If you are thinking about any of those and privacy and self-sovereignty and custody is important to you, I will say find an individual. You can still do P2P privacy coin purchases. It's kind of silly to buy Zcash on Gemini and withdraw it to an address. They can follow it around unless you know what you're doing. So there are still peer-to-peer ways to buy privacy coins. So I would say look into that.
Well, Bitcoin was birthed out of this idea that we deserve financial privacy. that we deserve to be in ownership of our own money, that idea will not ever be shut down.
No.
It's out of the box. Somebody says, is the word on the thumbnail spelled wrong? I can't see the thumbnail. Exploding? Someone said it's spelled wrong.
It's missing an X.
Oh,
I can't.
Is Frank still in here?
Here. Eploding.
Wow. We need to fix that.
Oh.
I will text someone here in just 1 second.
I can run in there. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'll start talking about this. You move on to the next thing here. Jordan's first drop, which is amazing. Made so many key shots, and now he has a drop. The 6 Rings NFTs for Michael Jordan are inspired by the NBA legend's career and serve as access passes to the Web3 fan engagement platform. So these are going to be dropped on Solana. NBA legend Michael Jordan is making moves in Web3. Also, if you believe that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time, you must not have been basketball watching age in the 90s. That's a good test for me to know your age if you believe LeBron James is even in the discussion. Look, he's definitely in the discussion for top athlete, promoting Bitcoin and crypto.com with Tom Brady and FTX and stuff. Definitely in that conversation, greatest, celebrity athlete Schiller, but, basketball player, not so much. He's a great player.
I was going to say, he's definitely a great player.
Definitely a great player. He's definitely one of the top 5 of all time, no question.
For me, what separates the greats from the GOATs is clutch. MJ was clutch. Brady, clutch.
Yep.
Closer. And LeBron, not as much.
Not as clutch. So anyways, Air has launched their NFT collection to bring founding users into the platform. 6 Rings NFTs are inspired by Jordan's storied career in the league. And he won 6 NBA championships with the Bulls in the 90s, which, hey, this is fun. The Hawks beat the Bulls last night. Very exciting game. The startup sold 5,005 total Solana NFTs at a price of 2.3 Solana or 221 bucks a piece in homage to Jordan's jersey number. That's pretty cool. Via the Magic Eden marketplace, which we've talked about a little bit. They were going to sell 10,010. Later announced they reduced the supply by half. Wow. You see this? The company initially were going to sell 10,010, but announced they would reduce the number by half due to slower than expected sales. The project sold out of its reduced supply soon after. Wow. Yeah, I agree, Stephen Conway. LeBron is a great stat compiler. There's no question about that.
There's a difference between numbers and championship. That's the numbers that count.
If you've watched both players with your own eyes, it's not intellectually honest to say LeBron James is on Michael Jordan's level.
Right. And just,
And
there's a lot of differences. Imagine if LeBron walked away at the peak.
Yeah.
And then came back and did it again.
If he doesn't walk away, they win 8 straight.
Yeah.
They win 8 straight. And they held their own against the Magic. The year the Magic went to the finals when Jordan came back like the last few weeks of the season or whatever. So somebody said, Shannon said Pippen was great too. You put Scottie Pippen on another team without Michael Jordan and you don't even know who he is today. I really believe that. Good defensive player, great defensive player, but I would, probably rank him with some other players known for defense, but he certainly couldn't carry a team on his own. All right, let's see here. It's surprising that these didn't sell very well. They had to reduce the supply by half, 50% drop.
Timing is everything. We know that with NFTs.
Yeah, it is.
If you drop when crypto's not hot or when NFTs aren't hot, you're gonna have a hard time selling.
Axie Infinity is the world's most Googled NFT collection. Sandbox ranks number 2. Axie Infinity is officially, let me X this out here. Can I X this ad out? I can't. Maybe I can. Nope. It's now taking me to Atomic Wallet. Axie Infinity is officially the most Googled NFT collection. Total of 3.86 million monthly global searches, increase of more than 5 times since the end of 2021. Sandbox ranks as the second most Googled NFT, reaching 553,000 monthly global searches. NBA Top Shot is 3rd, so pretty interesting there. Somebody sent me, we have a Hawks 1 of 1 NBA Top Shot, I think. I don't know if that was passed along to me that I should buy it or that we own it. I don't know. Axie Infinity has been revealed as the most searched for NFT. collection in the world. Popularity has exploded, yada, yada, yada. So here's the top 10. That is really interesting to look at. Decentraland is number 5.
I'm not surprised.
I don't hear people. I hear people talking about Decentraland in terms of a good investment, but not as like something super interesting in crypto.
I think it's just got good name recognition. Been around for a long time. Like it was out a long time ago versus these other ones.
Well, it has a coin, and so a lot of that people could be searching the coin, like just to see what the price is, so that probably adds into that. So Rare is number 4. Shocked by that.
Now that is surprising.
Very surprising.
Rest of them.
Rare funny, number 6.
Crypto Kitty's still up there.
Crypto Kitty's still hanging tough. Gods Unchained, Crypto Punks, and the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Isn't that crazy? Way down here. But the other ones, a lot of the other ones, have games involved in them, or they are platforms. So pretty interesting. I mean, NBA Top Shot. This here shows you the power of the mainstream, I think. When you look at the 2 most popular NFT collections, it's CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club. They're the most expensive ones. But you look up here at NBA Top Shot, and you see that, like, these are basketball fans. There's more basketball fans than crypto fans out there. I think that's why you see NBA Top Shot, like, way up here at number 3 compared to other stuff. So, let's see. NBA Top Shot comes in 3rd.
And yes, that is on the Flow blockchain.
Yes. Yeah, Flow blockchain, which Flow blockchain is pretty good. That's what we have been figuring out here when we're looking at NFT stuff. So, all right, moving on here. Some things going on in the world. Polygon announces groundbreaking milestone as Swiss city of Lugano adopts crypto. Let's see here. Polygon announces. Well, I love when they say
they redo the headline.
They redo the headline is the first sentence. So, right. The city of Lugano. How many of you guys are big Lugano fans?
Where's Robert to do his cricket sound when you need him?
I don't know what Lugano is. Where is it in Switzerland? Is that what it said? The Swiss city of Lugano. I didn't even know this was a city. I wonder how big it is in Switzerland. It could be like the 2nd biggest Swiss city, and I would have no idea. I assume number 1 is the capital, which is, as you know, TJ.
What?
The capital of Switzerland?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Very sad.
Okay. I was reading this comment here. You have to constantly search the new Axies because the meta changes every update. That makes a lot of sense. Like if you're playing the game, you have to constantly be searching what's the latest meta. Sorry, I was not listening.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Lugano adopts crypto in a big way. All government departments and local businesses to accept Bitcoin, wrap Bitcoin, and USDT. Interesting choice there, Tether. For taxes, payments, tickets, and salaries. Polygon will be the official blockchain platform. Some of the biggest city is happening in the city of Lugano. Conference, look at that. Is that Mike Novogratz? No, it's not. It's far away, it looked like maybe it was him. Yeah, I don't know any of those people.
So now I do know the capital of Switzerland.
Oh, let's hear it.
Bern,
Switzerland, of course.
However, most people would think it's Zurich, is according to this.
Yeah. Well, I knew the right one. So
you did?
Yeah, that was a test for you, not for me. Venezuela pegs minimum wages to national crypto. Venezuelan national crypto is based on the Dash blockchain and has many characteristics of a CBDC. Venezuela announced that the country's minimum wage would now be 50% pegged to the national petro. The president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, announced the new monthly minimum wage of 126 bolivars, or $28. Wow, that has really gone. The bolivars really came back pretty strong here, right? 126 bolivars is $28. It was like hyperinflation. I think it was way higher than that, if I remember correctly. This represents an 18-fold increase to the national minimum wage, an 18x increase of the minimum wage. So I guess what we need is like a $200 per hour minimum wage here in America. We're going to do the same thing. At the time of writing, the Venezuelan government did not immediately respond to requests for further details. Let's see. The dollar hit the 702 fib and is now retracing.
It's interesting.
Not much is known about the petro, yada yada. Petro's a scam. I mean, it's like Venezuela. You know, Venezuela is always, the government's always scamming their people. So, El Salvador President Nayib Bukele, $1 billion bet on Bitcoin. On Thursday, American privately and publicly funded nonprofit media organization National Public Radio talked about the Bitcoin revolution that is taking place in El Salvador. As you may remember, the bill to make Bitcoin legal tender in El Salvador got passed by the Legislative Assembly on June 9th, and the Bitcoin law became effective on the 7th of September, 2021. Let's see, according to a report, here's how the village of El Zonte became one of the first places to make Bitcoin legal tender, which a lot of people tell you if you actually go there and try to use Bitcoin, it's harder than they think here. Is that how much Bitcoin they own? Billion? Yeah, they borrow. Let's see. I didn't read that part. I didn't get that far in the story. Perfect. Okay. Khan started her report by saying that the president of El Salvador is making a huge bet on Bitcoin with his country's treasury, hoping to borrow $1 billion to stock up on Bitcoin and to build a Bitcoin trade zone near a dormant volcano, a plan that has made him a hero in the crypto community. When Khan interviewed Maria del Carmen Aguirre, 51-year-old Salvadoran grandmother who owns a small store a few blocks from the beach, except Bitcoin, she was told, thanks to my Bitcoin earnings, I was able to buy a lot for my little store. If I'd got in before, I would have been able to buy a car with my earnings. Be nice. Khan also met Dutch brothers Jacques Jean and Martin Venkel, who are both in their early 20s and were on vacation. They were told that they told her they were able to pay for nearly everything with Bitcoins. Okay, that's pretty positive changes here pretty recently. CoinDesk reported the finance minister has confirmed the country's initial $1 billion Bitcoin bond issue will take place between March 15th and March 20th. So, all right. Now, the question is, we're seeing a lot of these, a lot of this money used as, a weapon, right? Monetary weapons here. Will more countries start to kind of wise up? And maybe we should add some Bitcoin to the books, especially if you're a country that kind of, you have countries that are like, they're in trade agreements, but they're kind of seen as like a little rogue, like you never know what this place is going to do. You never know who they're going to side with. Definitely some countries, like that in the Middle East, some countries like that in Africa for sure. So, is this a good idea for them? Could they be now looking at this situation and saying, well, what happens if we, have the wrong opinion about something? What happens if someone attacks us that, other people are favorable of? Then what could that do for us? Well, we don't want to be like Russia and get all of our, funds frozen in our banks. So people are going to start planning. I think this is going to actually be just like we see all the time with Bitcoin. That's why I'm not worried about any restrictions or regulations about Bitcoin. Yep. I'm not worried about any of them. It doesn't bother me a lick. I think it just makes the people who put them in look like idiots. Mm-hmm. Okay. The more you try to suppress Bitcoin, the more obvious the need for Bitcoin becomes. Okay. Remember this. It drives the use case for this. So if you want to start putting monetary restrictions on other countries, including trying to freeze, funds on exchanges, you know what people are going to do? They're going to use decentralized exchanges more. This is a great lesson to people to learn how to use decentralized exchanges. And if you have money on exchanges, move it somewhere else. If the majority of your money's there, if you want to trade, that's fine.
And real quick, let's be clear, using MetaMask, a decentralized exchange aggregator, to do a swap, not the same as using a decentralized exchange. Keep that in mind. Especially now that we know that JP Morgan is majority owner of MetaMask.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but will more countries add it to their balance sheet? Definitely some potential here. Can the metaverse, you want to talk about weird conversations? Can the metaverse displace the U.S. as the world's top immigration destination?
Wow. Sound
tokenomics may be the key. Well, I don't think we ever built that wall. So, as long as we didn't build the wall, we can still become, the top immigrant destination, and whatnot. They can't build walls in metaverses, right? They probably could, I guess. The borders around your land. Yeah. That's interesting, to think about, can you ban people from coming into your land somewhere? Probably can.
Yeah.
These are weird conversations about things that a year ago we would have said are insane.
Mm-hmm. Have you watched the Lex Fridman Zuckerberg interview that happened recently on the Metaverse?
No, I do not watch hours-long podcasts.
I usually don't either.
Yeah.
I've never watched it.
I'm sure it's interesting.
Yeah, I've started it. The other DZ watched it. He said it was good. I started watching it the other night, and it's intriguing. It's not, I think it's 2 hours, so it'd be like you could split
that's
it.
not bad.
Yeah.
He does some 4 or 6 hours.
4 or 5. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's too much for me.
It's too much for me too. But if you split it into like 2 parts, not too bad. I started it last night. It's very interesting. And he's got a pretty good handle on it. And I think one thing that's big that he, at least at the beginning of the interview, started talking to Lex about is a lot of this stuff it was just what you said. It sounded crazy a year ago. It's a lot closer than if you think it is today.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Well, I just remember we were talking about, I think it was the government of Turkey was having a government meeting to discuss regulation in the metaverse. Yeah. And that was the first time we'd ever heard anybody. Well, the first time I ever heard anybody mention this was I was in Texas, and there was a group of guys that were talking crypto at a restaurant. I went and talked to them for a minute. And one of the guys there, he brought this up. Like, this would have been back in the World Series. So this would have been back in November or October, obviously. And they said, what about laws in the metaverse? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you're going to need metaverse attorneys. Like, there's going to be crazy laws, like stuff that, we can't even think about right now. What if you damage someone's land in there? So it's weird, though, because, like, you wouldn't, in Fortnite, you don't sue somebody for tearing down your house or whatever structure you built before they shoot you, It's a little bit different in metaverse if you actually own the land. But I remember talking about that conversation and then moving on the next, several weeks later, seeing the Turkey story about the government meeting about it. And now we're having more conversations about this. This is something that governments are going to have to think about. And a lot of them are preoccupied right now, but this is very interesting. The U.S. is still the world's largest destination for immigration. There are many forms of that word, of course, and all hotly debated in political spheres. However, the version that most often gets people to actually pick up and move beyond being forced by wars or persecution is an economic one. Immigration to the metaverses. With numbers to rival the U.S., will build on the same ideals, which all pair very well with blockchain digital assets. For this to work, however, sound tokenomics is critical. The metaverse already existed, yada, yada, yada. Currently, in-game tokens can be traded. Talking about play to earn here. Interoperability. Interoperability is key to opening a virtual parallel to immigration. Stories of people making a living with blockchain games is growing. Metaverse immigrants may not, just the term metaverse immigrant is so strange.
It is strange.
Metaverse immigrants may not leave home, but they will exit the local labor pool. And like non-virtual immigrants, odds are they won't return. That may or may not be problematic for local economies in terms of payroll tax or local consumption. On the one hand, metaverse immigration could act as a brain drain. On the other, it could act as a magnet, attracting higher paying jobs to new and diverse markets. Let's see here. I mean, a few years ago when I was talking about, I think eventually the world economy would be like 50% video games. Maybe more than that.
Yeah.
It may be way more than that, to be honest with you. Like by the time we get to this place. So very, 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 very interesting stuff here.
And I would say it's not as much the economy becoming video games as much as the economy is every job is going to become gamified, incentivized. So it's not gaming like you would traditionally think, but there'll be gamified incentives in almost everything you do.
Yeah. New York Bitcoin mining moratorium bill garners more support. So if you didn't know, there has been a bill trying to suspend Bitcoin mining or crypto mining in New York for 3 years. And let's see, this is while the state environmental agency is trying to figure out if Bitcoin affects the environment. New York State proposal to suspend fossil fuel powered proof of work mining for 3 years across the state has gained support. Guys, make sure to smash that like button, by the way. Make sure to smash that like button. We've been forgetting to say it the last few days, but it's the number one thing you can do to help out the community, to help out people, bringing them into the BitSquad, bring them into crypto, make sure to smash that like button. So pause what you're doing. Make sure to hit it. If you're watching on mobile, hit that X up on the live chat, hit like and come back in. If you're on a smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it should say more actions or more options. Hit react and then like this video. Okay. Amy Pollin and Ken Zabrowski have thrown their names in along with 43 other co-sponsors for Bill A7389B. In addition to a 3-year suspension, it will require New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to assess the state's crypto mining industry. The assessment would determine the impact on water quality, greenhouse gas emissions. I think, like, do you believe that, like, New York and California, like, there's a conspiracy by people at the top there to push people out of their states? Like, are they in the bit, like, do they want to drop their populations like 20%?
I think they're just very disconnected from reality. Like, I think I don't know. That's a good question.
Because
people can see it, like, very clearly, very simply. Regular people can see you're making poor decisions that are driving people away, but they don't seem to care.
Well, the people at the top are those people that, you can disagree with them and it can have extremely terrible consequences for them, but they're still right, So that's how a lot of these people are. They're just really idiots when it comes to understanding larger economic issues that are going to be happening in these states because of stuff like this. All the companies that have left California, all the companies that are leaving New York, and they're not replacing them with new innovative type of companies, because anything that's cutting edge
leaves.
Is stifled.
Yeah.
So what, reminds me of, I went to this church one time. I went to a church and there were it was a very small church. There were only maybe 15 people there. And they had a nursery. And they had a nursery sign-up sheet for someone to keep the nursery. Someone told me at that church they had not actually had a single child in the nursery in 5 years. Right?
Wow.
Because they weren't doing things to, make it more appealing for younger people to come in. And eventually what happens is all the old people die and then there's no one there to do anything. That's what these people are doing to these economies. They're not bringing in new technology. They're not bringing in, innovative businesses. They're pushing those people out. The only people they're letting in are people that are going to be part of the environmental, what am I trying to say here? Like the solar energy, anything that's green energy. If you're green, come on over to our state, because that's all big money driven.
They pushed Tesla out. So they're not even doing that well. Tesla left LA for Austin.
It's so nuts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we're going to the fact that they're even entertaining, if you look at that chart that we showed, or the map of how Georgia is far and away the #1 Bitcoin mining state, 34%. I'm so proud of that. And you look at New York and California, they're non-existent in crypto mining. And this is going to become a big business here in the United States. It's very clear in the last year that has been a big push all across the board. And they're saying, no, something new, cool? No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Very sad. But I don't live there, so I pulled you out of there. Carried you out on my back.
Something like that.
XRP-powered services growing rapidly as Tranglo enables Ripple's ODL solution for its payment corridors. Ripple's services, powered by its XRP token, continue to thrive despite the legal brawl with the SEC. Tranglo, an Asian financial services company in which Ripple owns a stake, which we reported when they took that over, now it is enabled, or when they started working together, has enabled Ripple's on-demand liquidity service across all its payment corridors. This is what separates XRP, the Ripple network, RippleNet, from the Swift network. Swift network is data transfer only. Ripple network is value transfer and liquidity provided, on-demand liquidity, so you can send the transaction through, make sure that it processes. Tranglo activates Ripple's ODL for cross-border transactions. They revealed in a press statement that the step is coming after it tested the platform last year. The pilot deployment was successful, with over 250,000 transactions worth $48 million processed in 100 days. Firm is now activating the Ripple ODL feature across its 25 payment corridors. You guys are seeing that this now Triangle is in Malaysia, and we talked about the APAC region, how Ripple is really growing there. And these are the kind of test cases that they're going to use to show in the future, like, hey, this is why banks come join us. Look how much we were able to increase, efficiency just in this one test case. So they said the remittance partners want to enter markets as fast as possible at the lowest cost. I mean, think about exchanges, guys, right? Like, think about exchanges. How many times have you ever tried to go to an exchange and make, a transaction because the markets are doing something crazy and you can't log in because it crashed, right? You want to be able, when you're ready to do the transaction, you want to do it at that second, okay? Banks are the same way. When these money transfers go through, they would prefer to do it quick because they may be making a move to do something with that money. And if it takes 7 days for them to get the money, that doesn't really make sense, okay? So Ripple closing in on a victory over the SEC while Ripple's continue to thrive internationally. His progress has been slowed down due to the case that's been on for 14 months. Ripple may just happen to score itself a victory in the case if the recent proceedings of the case are considered. The court rulings have been favoring Ripple by placing demands on the SEC, yada, yada, yada. We also have this update. They've reclaimed an important horizontal level possible breakout, but I think that probably is no longer, when was this written? Today's the 4th. That was the 3rd. This has changed dramatically, I'm sure, because the price of XRP has dropped. Mm-hmm. We had reclaimed important level. No coin loves to steal Ripple shine more than Bitcoin. If you guys are in the XRP army, make sure to throw up the X. We didn't tell you to do it today. We love seeing those X's in the chat. All right, moving on to quick hits here. Top analyst says 2 Ethereum rivals are showing strength. Predicts big move for interoperability platform Cosmos. Interesting here. We love Cosmos. Is one we are definitely definitely a fan of and do have a holding in. Mm-hmm. Crypto analyst Jason Pizzino is listing 3 altcoins he expects to perform relatively well. No idea who that is. No offense. Oh, he's got 261,000 YouTube subscribers. That's a decent amount. Leading is Ethereum rival Terra. He says Luna is currently above the 50% retracement level. Then he has Atom over here. It talks about that. It's trading for, it says next up is Cosmos. He goes to blockchains are designed for scalability and interoperability. According to the crypto analyst, Atom could be consolidating for making a big move. We do know that was moving like pretty significantly before, we took a big downswing here. And Near Protocol is the 3rd one. So there he is, Jason Pizzino. It's amazing. It used to be where if somebody had like over 100,000 subscribers in crypto, you knew who they were.
Right.
You knew who they were.
Because they're used to only
all the time. Like, how does this guy have this many followers? Nowhere, I've never even heard of him.
But there also used to only be like 4 of those people.
Yeah, exactly. So. That's true. He does a podcast with Crown Crypto called Crypto Simps. Very funny. Okay. Cardano is forming its 7th straight monthly red candle. And it's moments like this where you sit and bear market.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not there yet. For sure, we haven't had lower lows for Bitcoin, but 7 consecutive monthly red candles for Cardano. Very sad.
Ouch.
That goes all the way back to, I guess, that would be 7 months, like September, or August would be the last positive one. Restaurant chain Shake Shack, very overrated burger place, is partnering with Cash App to offer Bitcoin rewards. So how about that? Popular American fast food restaurant Shake Shack is reportedly offering rewards for purchases made with Cash App. Started out as a hot dog cart inside Madison Square Garden. Its popularity steadily grew. Let's see. It just talks about Cash App. Cash App is always doing a lot of big stuff. Yeah. Magic the Gathering threatens action over destroyed card NFTs. You know who used to be a professional Magic the Gathering player?
We have 2 here.
Oh, this person isn't here.
Oh,
never be here.
Who's that?
Jesse Powell.
Really?
Super surprising.
Not that.
Not surprising at all, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crypto fan created an NFT collection of a destroyed Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card. Says here, a crypto enthusiast has destroyed an ultra scarce Black Lotus Magic, the Gathering trading card. This reads weird, doesn't it? It's like you say the name of the card and then the name of the game without a space or colon or a hyphen, and then you get Magic, the Gathering. I guess that's the way you're supposed to do it. Now he wants to memorialize it on the blockchain as an NFT, but the IP right owners are not happy. More valuable items are being destroyed and turned into NFTs. This time, it's not a Banksy piece, a diamond, or a Lambo, but a rare collection from the popular trading game, Magic, the Gathering. Crypto enthusiast who posts under the pseudonym Not So Fast on Twitter has received a Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown notice. It was Not So Fast that did it. That's interesting. Somebody who attacked me viciously on Twitter before. Destroyed Black Lotus card to create his own NFT collection. The idea was simple. Destroy something valuable and make NFTs of it that will live on the blockchain forever. Project known as Lotus began in February when Not So Fast destroyed his $20,000 Black Lotus card in a ceremony video, posted to the Lotus NFTs website and YouTube. He had planned to offer 10,000 NFTs commemorating the card. This is a pretty good scam. You know, I'm not saying he's scamming people. I'm just saying, like, it's a pretty good scam. Okay. You take something that is worth a large amount of money and you destroy it and you sell the NFTs and you make 10 times that on the NFT sale, right? That'd be pretty cool. Or I wonder if he destroyed a $20,000 card and then maybe the NFTs were supposed to be $20,000 total. That could be, okay. But that's pretty good. You destroy a Lambo and then you sell $1 million worth of NFTs of the destroyed Lambo. You ship out little pieces of it, Let's see. He explained the project has since received a Digital Millennium Copyright Act takedown notice. He assured those who had contributed to the project that none of the images or content on the site contained any copyright material. Project is still deliberating on how to proceed. Concept of destroying things in order to mint them as NFTs isn't new. Banksy did it for $380,000. Tasca Labs did $5,000 with diamonds. See, a similar stunt with a $5,000 diamond that is since sold for around $20,000. Let's see, below a $250,000 Huracan. It's a little risky. It's got to sell out. Michael Jordan couldn't even sell his NFTs right now. Very interesting. Okay.
All right, you ready for some questions?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
We've got a few from the YouTube chat. One, VeChain. Will it ever go on Coinbase? We got that a couple times.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't think so either.
I don't think it's going to. I think here are some important conversations to have about VeChain. I supported VeChain for a long time. Nothing, all my dealings with them, interactions, while limited, have been good and things like that. We are in a world war of trade right now. How many times have you heard, there's a problem with supply chain? How many times have you heard that in the last couple months? I think probably 5 years ago, the vast majority of people in America couldn't even have told you what supply chain was. But now that there's a problem with it, everybody can. The Coinbase or the VeChain technology is incredible. It's the number one supply chain coin by a long shot and a considerable margin. But if we're moving to a place where, Coinbase is definitely hesitant and apprehensive to put that on their website. There's no question about it. It's obvious. VeChain has been a top coin forever. I don't know if it's going there. I think we're shaping up to see where American exchanges are going to be pushing out Chinese coins. There are going to be drawing lines between them. And as a person who lives in this country, you got to think about that. If, what if, think about this, monetary weapons, supply chain weaponry, So I don't know. This is kind of where these are conversations we're having about VeChain. I mean, we've loved VeChain for a long time. It didn't reach prices that we thought it would, like nothing else did. But, I don't know. I mean, as an American, do we want to be holding something that's extremely beneficial for China? I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. Very curious to hear what you guys think. If this does become like an issue where Chinese coins are not welcome here and vice versa, then what does that do for the whole crypto market?
Right.
I don't know. Well, all crypto is banned in China, right?
Yeah. So Grant on the YouTubes was asking about thoughts on Thorchain nodes. We have a lot of Thorchain. That's something we plan to hold on to. We haven't looked into running nodes yet, but it's definitely in the discussion. So we don't have any thoughts on it yet because we haven't actually done it, but we will.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Taco Salad Q&A, did we sell all the ADA?
No, we haven't sold any ADA. Right. 0 ADA.
You still own 7
If we sell stuff, I mean, we have consolidated a lot of smaller coins, and other coins in the top 100 we've done the same thing with, which we'll find out about next week. But I mean, we don't like sell Cardano for profit. Right. That's not one we sell for profit. Like usually Bitcoin, Ethereum, or something that just massively pumps overnight or something like that we might do. But
yeah. Any news from Mr. X on XRP market or the market in general?
Not a peep.
No. Radio silence.
5 weeks.
Wow.
No, longer than that. Maybe 2 months now.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. I think that if he wants to send me something, he'll send me something. If not, then he won't. And it's okay though. I think though, really, it's been good. I think I've had to go start digging around for my research a little more. And I think that it's had a good beneficial effect on the channel. Getting back involved in kind of the way that I used to do things. So you've maybe seen some messaging change a little bit. I think that's definitely factored into it. So it's fine. I assume at some point there will be more conversations, but we'll see what happens.
Darth Flyer with a super chat said world events equal petrodollar battle. I tend to agree with a lot of that. Last question.
Petrodollar battle?
Yeah. Like oil and basically the same thing I'm saying.
But not the Venezuelan petrodollar.
No, that's not what he's talking about.
The petrodollar is a thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's a...
Not what you're thinking of where they tried to create their own dollar backed by oil.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious, like, maybe I had known that before, but I'm just so used to the Venezuelan coin that like now in my brain, let's see. Petrodollars are US dollars paid to an oil exporting country for sale of the commodity. Okay.
Yeah.
It's an exchange of oil for US dollars between countries that buy oil. It's like it's like the reserve currency of oil.
Kind of. Yeah. So what NATO operates on, basically. Last question was Stormbreaker. Where do I get that shirt? Like I mentioned, we're overhauling the merch right now. It should be still through going to bitboycrypto.com. There's a merch button there if you want to pull that up. Everything that's listed there should be changing by the end of the day, and we should have this new merch up. Hopefully today.
So you come here to the site, click merch.
Boom.
Yeah. And we got all the old stuff here.
Yes.
This is all drop ship stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the new stuff, like we ship the new stuff?
It gets shipped from our manufacturer.
Perfect.
Takedown Inc. is a merch partner we have.
Got it. Yeah. They're good.
Very good.
For sure. So you guys can check that out. Right, it goes to defistore.co. Is that still going to be?
No, it's all changing.
It's all changing.
It'll be hit merch.
So you'll go to you will go to bitboycrypto.com and then click merch. Should be by tonight or later this afternoon, and you should be able to buy some of this cool merch we got. It's some freaking sweet stuff. So never been proud to wear crypto stuff really. Anybody can make a trendy cryptographic t-shirt.
Yeah.
Right? Ooh, here's a picture of an astronaut. Cool. Anybody can do that. This is some like really cool stuff that people are going to want to wear. So we're really excited about. That's why we've never really pushed merch on this channel, because I've never been really proud of what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to push something unless I'm proud. Stunned in this. I'm stunned. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. You guys make sure have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. We have our 5th video in our BitBoy Crypto Investing Philosophy series coming out tomorrow. So make sure to check that out along with the Meta Money show. So I got to be blessed. Wow.